Welcome to episode 6 of the Shonen Show, with our usual hosts of Earth,
Hi.
Edge,
I'm Edge.
and me, Lynch. So we're going to start this off as we usually do with the current season that's running, or lack thereof. As far as I'm concerned, there's only like 3 or 4 series that I'm actually actively watching anymore, because it's just been so
Lackluster.
Yeah, it's lackluster, generic, bland, very, very tropey.
Those are very descriptive adjectives that are showing disdain for the current season.
Yeah, because it's most of the ones that I've just kind of abandoned by the wayside have just gotten into that generic like rhythm of here's the anime formula, this is what we're going to stick to, and there's nothing really else to do with the series. We're not going to have any like strong storyline, anything outstanding, or
There's no
like
mold
that.
breakers right now.
Yeah. There's some, but they're either continuations from last season or, well, they're all continuations from last season.
Pretty much.
Because for me, it's been, I'm watching Log Horizon, which was last season, and
Yeah.
continuing to this one. Your Lie in April, which was last season, continuing into this one. Parasite, last season, continuing into this one. And although the only new one that I've been keeping up with was Saikano, How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend, and those are the 4 that I'm watching.
Mm-hmm.
I started watching that one, Isuka.
Super generic.
Yeah, but
Super generic.
it's enjoyably generic. But that's really the only redeeming quality I can probably say. It's another dime a dozen like boy meets demon slayer girl kind of anime that we've seen a thousand times.
And
before.
the boy has some sort of hidden power
in his lips, no less. And that in and of itself is a freaking kissing power. But it's enjoyable for what it is in its simplicity, and at least I've got something to watch in the current season that's just not
more of the
At least I got something to watch.
Yeah.
Although I have been going through old stuff again and just rewatching stuff that I haven't seen, but that's not the current season, so I'll
Honestly,
talk about
that's
that later.
really what this season's been for me as well. I'm watching 3 anime, 2 of them are shorts. The one that's not is World Break Aria, which
I'm watching that
was enjoying
too.
it, but really the way the 7th episode ended, I really have to wonder about again the direction of the series. It's
What happened at the end of the 7th episode?
he declared war on Russia,
Oh yeah, that's right.
which again is an interesting turn, but I'm assuming it's going to be only 12 or 13 episodes, and that's a really lousy direction to take.
Yeah, I was like, this is going odd. This is oddly paced. From the beginning, that was like the first thing that I said about World Break, was that it was an oddly paced. Like the first episode went way too fast. That they really needed to slow it down. But that was probably production constraints and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
and they're just trying to cram as much into that first episode just to make sure they could get like a fan base for it.
Exactly. Yeah, they had to. So I mean, it's understandable, but it's also negligible and negligent and just upsetting.
Negligent, yeah.
Not negligible.
One of the ones that I've actually abandoned as of late was Absolute Duo. I could not. There was a point where they introduced a new character, but it's the generic like half Japanese, half English female, and as soon as they
like in Isuka.
Yeah,
Well, not English.
okay.
I think she's like half Irish, but
something
whatever.
like that. Something like
half-breed.
half Japanese, half Eastern, half Western, and it got to the point where they introduced this character, and then somewhere along the lines in that introduction arc, the whole thing just kind of got very mediocre. The animation took a drop, because before that, the animation for the combat scenes was actually pretty decent. I enjoyed it. It was pretty decent. And then as soon as like they introduced her as this, I guess she's called an irregular or something like that, because she can use a rifle as her soul, and you're not ever supposed to be able to use a rifle as your soul.
Ooh.
But like as soon as they introduced her, the animation took a drop from decent like mid-level animation quality to D. Gray Man action scenes, where it's just like that one the character still with the streaky background, and that was the combat scenes.
Wow, I haven't heard the name D. Gray Man in a while.
And it's just it
But
got
never be
really
spoken again.
bad. And they sidelined every other character that they were building up until that point. It was painful. It's actually happened for quite a few series that I can like been watching here and there, like Kantai Collection.
How is Contact Collection?
It's decent.
Yeah.
It's a higher end mid level anime.
Okay.
It's based off the game.
Game, yeah.
So, and it does a decent. It's a good character story.
Okay.
And it doesn't really revolve around the stated plot of it's these girls being warships and fighting this alien invasion.
Oh, that's
it's
right.
more about the
yeah.
character interactions between all the girls.
Mm.
And it does that well until it got to that gimmick episode.
Well, and again, though, what's the point? Why introduce this mechanic of girls embodying warships fighting these aliens if you're not going to do that?
But they revolve the character interactions around them being warships and being in a wartime frame of mind. So that's the character interactions. It's all about being a step away from the normal in wartime. And
See, I'd almost say, not to interrupt you, but I would almost go with like what Strike Witches did as a very well done idea behind these girls that aren't normal fighting in a war. I mean, it did character interactions well. The combat was done pretty well.
Yeah. Well, and Contact Collection does that pretty well too. It doesn't do it as well as Strike Witches. And when I stopped watching Contact Collection, it was one of the gimmick episodes. They were having like a curry contest or some shit, and that's the episode where I kind of stopped watching it because it was a needless gimmick episode. That did it. Another one I was watching was Cross Ange, Rondo and Dragon.
Oh god,
Rondo of Dragons or something like that, which. Another mediocre anime, but I found it enjoyable until they got to the gimmick episode because it was the gimmick like beach sports episode.
So the fan service episode.
Well, the whole thing is fan service.
Well-
But it wasn't even like a fan service episode. It was like the gimmick sports episode,
Okay. Fair enough.
and it just kind of lost me at that point. I couldn't do it anymore.
Couldn't do it anymore.
Because it was just that one point where it was like, this is
Too much fan service.
No, it was too much. It was too gimmicky to continue watching, and I guess it wasn't good enough to stand on its own. But it was just good enough to stand on its own before that. But like that was the thing where it's like now you're getting you're forcing it.
Mm-hmm.
They crossed the line.
Yeah, they jumped the shark.
They jumped the shark.
Well, hey, if they're going to cross the line, at least that's better than just pushing where the line is and refusing to go beyond it, such as me and you talked about Lynch, New Testament of Little Sister Devil.
Yeah.
If
What line?
It's just the idea, again, if it was done up with the production idea of being a hentai or, just an 18-plus anime where, hey, we can show sex, we have, we're okay doing that, it wouldn't be that bad. But this whole idea of essentially dry humping on screen because we can't show any actual sex, it's kind of like, well, then why? What's the point?
Yeah, I don't get that. And the manga is like that too. The source material for Testament of Sister New Devil, it's the same thing. It's just it should have been an Arrow manga, but it never quite
Got there.
It never got the title, so it never could go into that territory. And it just went from being could have been a decent Arrow manga, an Arrow anime, to just mediocre. Just like it's just a lot of fan service.
The manga's half hard, basically.
It's half cocked.
It's half cocked. It's semi-flaccid. It needs
like there's a line that it can cross and it should cross, but it never does.
Exactly.
And it pisses me off because I started reading the manga because I watched the first episode and I was really interested in it because the first episode was really good.
It is really good. It's very interesting. I remember when the manga first came out, I was like, "Whoa, this is cool," and then it just kind of goes, "Yeah."
Yeah, and then it hits that fan service level, and then just grabs onto it and sinks its teeth in and never lets go of just being fan service, and that's all it is. Pisses me off.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you're gonna do fan service, do it right. I mean, High School DxD. God, I'm trying to think of any other really notable examples.
Oh God, there are a lot, and I can't.
I mean, that's along the same lines.
Yeah.
Devils, combat,
But
fan
that's
service.
got really good. That's got better characters.
So that's exactly it. Good characters, good combat.
You know.
It's
Demon King Daimao is another one.
Yeah, that
Yes.
is another one. I actually watched a bit of that again, just like another.
I love
day
that
ago.
series. It's so good.
It is very good.
Anything else that we're not really watching or watching?
one that started a bit late that me and Earth have checked out is the Comical Psychosomatic Hospital. It's a short format anime, about 5 minutes an episode, that just deals with
Psychological disorders.
Exactly.
And it's really ridiculous.
Episode
Sounds
1 is
pretty
about
interesting.
ED.
The first episode is about ED. It's an interesting way to start it. It's actually factual. It's really weird.
Oh yeah, I mean it's hysterical because it is funny. It doesn't take itself seriously, but it does actually teach you a lot about each of these disorders. So
It's weird, and if you got 5 minutes and you want to learn a bit about psychosomatic disorders and weird shit and just want like a bit of a laugh, it's definitely one to check out. It's on Crunchyroll.
Most of what we
Yeah,
talk about is on Crunchyroll
Crunchyroll.
because, well,
that's one of the best ways to watch
one-stop
it.
shopping.
Yeah, one-stop shopping. I mean, Netflix has some stuff, but
because you either get it from the two main streaming sources for anime that you can get it from. It's you have Crunchyroll and Funimation, and
Exactly.
those are your two direct streaming sites.
yeah,
And then you can there's a lot on Hulu. Hulu has a ton of anime.
yeah.
And really good anime at that too.
Yeah.
And Netflix is starting to build up its library.
It is starting to build it up, and I'm really happy about that because it's going out to more people. You know, people who don't have Crunchyroll have Netflix, and they can at least get a little bite of what we watch. And there's still that little trickle of randomness on demand. I was going through on demand, and they had the last 2 episodes of Blue Gender, and I was like, oh man, I was almost tempted to watch them.
I actually dug out my box set of
You
Blue
did?
Gender.
You did?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites from the old days. Like that was like one of the earlier ones that I ever watched. Do you guys remember? Was it Blue Submarine #6?
I remember. I never really could get into it.
That was a weird one, but I enjoyed it. Weird, but enjoyable.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the olden day anime was all really weird. But I mean, then again, anime is still weird in general. But it's fun. It's a fun media and genre in and of itself. But anything funky you've watched lately, Edge?
I mean, I've been going back through some of my old favorites again. It's been the kind of season that there just wasn't a lot new to watch. So
Yeah.
I watched the last episode of Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann just like the other day, and I don't even know what we're transitioning to, so I'm just gonna throw it out there. What's your favorite last episode, or like your favorite anime with this last episode? Like, what was the best last episode you ever saw?
Best last episode.
I think that had the most impact, that really wrapped it up the best, that made you
I'm going to go my typical Cowboy Bebop. Because it ended. Like the series ended.
It did.
And it didn't want to do one of these open-ended bullshit things, or it didn't go like and then read the manga. It was this is here's the end. Here's the story complete told.
Mm-hmm. I'd have to go along the same lines as far as ending and go with Angel Beats. Just the fact that the last episode, everybody is gone. It's just, well, everybody's left this purgatory. You've got maybe
Yeah.
5 people left, and it's just them, in a sense, saying their goodbyes, coming to terms with the fact that, you know, it's okay to start life over again, ending, and then even just going a step further and showing like about 30 seconds to a minute of, you know, 2 of the characters as they've been reincarnated.
And it's very touching, and it's very like hits you right here. And for myself personally, you know, bringing up Gurren Lagann, I like, honestly, like that's like, for me, that's one of my top endings personally, and it's just the one that's on my mind.
Gurren
right
Lagann as a whole did it very well. Did the whole
whole story.
storytelling very well.
Yeah.
To just 1 second on the ending real quick, but Gurren Lagann's ending just grips you right here, and it's just all the words and the music, and Gurren Lagann is just a very cinematic story in and of itself, and just really moving, and the ending is just so passionate, and just really it's so profound to listen, and you just got to pay attention to the words, and the words are just so powerful.
Sadly, Kill la Kill did not live up to the expectation that Gurren Lagann put forth. Because it's the same studio.
Yeah.
It was like the same art style, the same like over the top crazy bullshit, and but it never reached that Gurren Lagann
standard.
level, standard, that because it was good, just not good enough.
Not good enough. Yeah. The you know, segue that I was going to there was earlier. Lynch and I were talking about what how did I say it? Well executed character death, and I don't know if we've ever brought this up in one of our podcasts, have we?
I don't think so.
I'm a really big stickler for character death done well in any story format, like, you know, whether it be movies, TV, you know, books, manga, anime, anything. Video games, it's just got to be done well. I hate pointless character death, and I think Gurren Lagann did. And that this isn't even really spoilers. I mean, this is kind of spoilers.
If you haven't seen it yet, it's spoiler alert. But it's
I'm not
years old now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say who dies, obviously, but
a main character.
Several main characters do die, but one of the central characters to the first season of the anime dies halfway through the entire arcing story, and it's just so poignant and sets up the future of the story so well, and it's honestly crippling emotionally when he passes, and you're just like, oh damn it, and you don't expect it. It just blindsides you. It's like a nice shot to the jaw, and it's just so well crafted, and it's not even the you know. Sure, death of a character can take you out of nowhere, but it's more of the fact of its effective use that is really the critical key point that I'm trying to get across, that a lot of stories don't get.
The death definitely did drive the story.
It really did.
And it set up for the rest of the plot, really.
It did. And that's effective character death. And so many anime, not just anime, stories do it all the time, but we're talking about anime, but just pointless death. Pointless death. I hate pointless death.
Putting death in there because
Drama.
Because of the Ger Martin effect, the George R.R. Martin effect, just to kill. He does the what is it? The Song of Ice and Fire and the Game of Thrones series does death pretty well. Does it well? There's a reason for the death. It drives the story, and a lot of these storytellers nowadays have taken a look at that and going, there's a lot of death. We should put a lot of death in.
Yeah.
But they don't really understand the purpose behind the death scene, behind the death. It's not there in the story to just shock and awe, kill characters off. It's the one, like how Martin does it, it's to drive story. And we were talking about this earlier with Attack on Titan, it feels like it's not there to drive story, it's just there to, hey, we put a lot of death in here.
Exactly. Yeah, here's the gore. It's this is a horror anime, so.
And you know what? Even anime like Log Horizon, where death really has no consequence, it's still effective because of the way it's portrayed. Mm-hmm. You know, even though these characters can't die, it's still dying to them, and it's still hard on them, and it's really still effective.
And part of the way to reincarnate in Log Horizon and get your character back is you have to lose some of your memories.
Yeah. And so you
like,
do.
There's consequence for death.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the recent arcs, there is a sect of people that, and they built their own cathedral, which is the resurrection point, and they're seeking out death because when they go into this death plane, they can see their old lives back.
And so they're
constantly trying to die.
Yeah.
To like get back to get as much back to their old world as they can.
And talking about that, I really liked how they did a segue episode with some of the younger characters and kind of got away from like the main story arc and showed Toya and
Minori and
Randall House Code.
But it was effective. It was effective side character usage because they're side characters, but they still drive forward the story.
Well, they do, and Toya is Toya is great. I love him because he was in a car accident, almost died, and he has that was heavy. Him talking about almost, have you ever seen death? Have you ever died?
Have you ever died?
Yeah, that was like remarkable. I'm like, I was like, wow, what good writing! Like, what good flashbacks to animation. This is getting pretty intense right now.
And Edge is lost over there.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
But okay, well, but yeah, enough about Log Horizon. But Edge, do you got any thoughts on effective character death?
I got a few thoughts, but real quick, I want to throw this out there since you want to bring up Log Horizon. Next month is going to be huge for us over here in the U.S. We get the start of all the new light. Well, I shouldn't say new, but the light novels. That's when all of them start to hit. Which I know there's 4 or 5 that release next month. Devil's a Part-Timer and Log Horizon being the 2 big front runners. So again, something to look forward to.
Yeah, I might actually have to pick up Log Horizons, and actually, I really like Devil's a Part-Timer, so I'll probably get that too.
Yeah, I mean, I plan on checking both of them out at least.
Reading.
It's good for you.
Exactly. As to character death, I actually am kind of going to segue into my gem for the day.
Sure.
Okay.
It's 11 Eyes, and I've got the case here for you. This is a good one to check out, guys. This is actually based off of an Arrow video game. If you can find somebody that's translated it, it's a good way to check it out. But
go figure. Edge is watching an anime based off an Arrow game.
Yeah, as I said, they're some of the best. You can watch that on Crunchyroll as well.
Yep.
It is horror. Like, it is a very dark world. Characters keep getting drugged into this place they call the Red Night, pretty much from our world into this other world, where they really have no clue what the hell's going on. You've got these things hunting them. And a lot of people were pissed off about the ending, but in true, almost like Arrow game fashion, if you lose track of what episode you're on, it pulls this what the fuck crazy out of nowhere ending, essentially giving you the bad end.
Oh.
And then it continues into the next episode with actually a very good reason for doing so.
Oh, that's right. You and I talked about this, didn't we? We talked about the good and the bad end episodes. Yeah.
It was a very interesting idea based on, again, its origin as a game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I highly recommend checking out the anime for it. And
it was one of those things where as I was scrolling through like the anime list when I was looking for something to watch, it'd always pop up and always catch my eye, but I never clicked on it for whatever reason. Probably because I never heard anything about it.
I'll say again, it was one of those things where for a little bit there, I was literally going through Crunchyroll, like looking at the one starting with the numerical, and it's just like, okay, I'll mark this, this, and this, and check out an episode of pretty much going through everything on their list.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm trying to think what else I've watched lately. I went back and watched a couple episodes of Toradora just because I felt like watching a bit of some rom-com. And
one of the best rom-coms ever.
Oh, hands down, one of the best rom-coms. And
and
it's not, and actually, a conversation Edge and I had earlier this week. We were talking about shoujos and rom-coms, good ones that are the difference between a shoujo with shonen elements or seinen elements and
Shonen.
Shonen, yeah. I'm getting my words mixed up.
Seinen is what, more of like a college? Like,
Yeah, you're right. Seinen is more at college. Yeah, so we were talking about
Pretty much the difference between like a rom-com designed for men, such as Monthly Girls
Nozaki-kun,
and
yeah.
a shoujo such as Fushigi Yugi.
Fushigi Yugi, or like
trips and drowns.
now.
That's all she does is trip and drown.
Trip and drown. Yeah,
Trips and drowns.
Now, I think there are a lot of good, straight shoujos that are accessible to guys. Like I think, like My Little Monster, it only ever got like 13 episodes of anime, but the rest of the manga is amazing. So it kind of sucks that it's just kind of like a bit of a teaser.
They did that with Say I Love You as well.
I liked Say I Love You.
It was another really good like rom-com in like the vein of My Little Monster.
Yeah, more shoujo-ish, but still has enough that'll draw like a male. Honestly, the way I describe it, it's one that you'd watch with your girlfriend. Quite frankly, that's like it's a romantic thing that you'd watch with.
And it's one of those ones where it like the male audience can and probably will find it very enjoyable, rather than like your standard chick flick rom-coms where they'll just kind of get annoyed at it.
Yeah, because it's just they're just annoying. Yeah. But yeah, My Little Monster's great, and it's not the main character in My Little Monster, Mizutani Shizuku. She's really similar to Haruhi from Aran High Host Club in a lot of ways, like very strong, tiny, powerful, like kind of, I don't want to say butchish, but in a sense, yeah, like kind of like just
very
like
commanding personality.
Very much so, yeah. Very, very intelligent, very, spot on, has her priorities set, knows what she wants out of life, and just like kind of just like does her thing. So if you like Haruhi, you'll like Shizuku a lot, probably, I'd say. But yeah, good good examples of shoujo done well to the point where multiple types of people can all enjoy the genre itself in and of itself. And so, and I admit it, I like shoujo. I'll
everything I learned in life I learned from shoujo manga. Shout out Piro.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about Mega Tokyo?
Nah, it's just something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a T-shirt that was going around for a while.
Oh, is it?
Had that.
Everything I learned in life, I learned from shoujo manga. My favorite page in just in all of Mega Tokyo is when the tall voice or the tall idol girl who worked at the manga shop,
Erica.
Yeah, Erica. When Largo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when Largo comes to help her and he's in the muffin cart and he just starts taking out motherfuckers, and he's just like, he just starts, and there's just this one little line as he's running over a dude and it says muffin, like with like a couple of exclamation marks, and I died the first time I saw that, because it was just like this little penciled in, just this dude's surprise at muffins. Like I was just like, that muffins.
Whole like segment with the muffin cart was fantastic.
I died. I died a little bit.
I don't even know if Fred intended for it, but definitely towards when I had stopped reading it routinely, I really didn't care for Piro anymore. Like Largo had way more character development
and was way more
interesting.
Yeah.
More interesting of a character. He had more depth. He had he was just more likable, and he was more human. And
exactly,
because Piro went into like that whole emo thing and just like kind of
he Spider-Man 3'd us. Like we were like, no,
he wasn't even as interesting as Spider-Man 3.
Oh man, that's sad.
His worry seemed a little too much for like a manga.
Yeah, like a little too like teenage drama-y than.
And he's like in his like mid-20s,
something like
early to mid-20s.
Yeah, he's way young. He's like younger than me.
I don't know. I haven't read Mega Tokyo in forever.
I started going back through the beginning of it again a little while ago, and I'm just like, nah. I kind of fizzled after a little bit.
I got a question for you guys then.
All right.
This is one that I brought up with you a little earlier, Earth. Your favorite anime badass?
Oh yeah. Badass in the world of its own anime, right?
Yeah, I mean, it more than likely these characters would be badasses even if they're thrown into another world.
Yeah, but badass doesn't necessarily mean powerful. You know,
Exactly.
They're just badass in their own right.
It's their
a bamf.
attitude.
Yeah,
Badass motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
A bamf. A BIMF. A bamf. Who did I say who mine was? I don't remember. Lynch.
I can't think of one off the top of my head. I mean, you got complete brain fart. The guy from Irregular.
Oh, Tatsuya.
Yeah, Tatsuya. He's just a bamf in anything that he's in any world that he could be in. He would just be a bamf.
I hate to pull a Bleach into this, but honestly, Kenpachi is just
he's a bamf.
He's a bamf.
Yeah.
Like his character design is hilariously awesome. His voice actor is cool. He just looks badass, and he is a badass.
Character as a whole
is just
he's got the honey badger mentality.
Yeah, he's great.
Honey badgers don't give a fuck.
He don't give a fuck, and he's a monster, and I love him. He was my favorite. Like, even in the beginning of Bleach, before it got shitty, like I knew the first time I saw him, I'm like, all right, he's my favorite captain. Everyone else can go fuck themselves. This guy's my favorite. Fuck everyone else. But yeah, so
I'm trying to think of somebody else that it would be You got one?
Yeah, the one that always comes to my mind is Ryzen from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah,
just because he's been killing himself for about 1,000 years, and even on his deathbed, the other two kings still don't dare invade his territory for fear of fucking with him. When you're almost dead and nobody wants to mess with you, you're a badass.
I thought of one. The former what was it? The chancellor or whatever of the Hunters Association.
Oh, Netero, yeah.
Yeah, Netero. Badass.
From Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, from Hunter x Hunter. I mean, sure, he blew himself up, but he's still a badass.
See, I want to bring up iShield 21 again, but the linebacker from the White Knights.
Oh,
Seijiro, I think his name is.
I can't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the fucking that badass motherfucker linebacker.
What, the horseman guy?
Yeah.
What, no, with the lance arm?
With the spear arm.
Shin.
Shin.
Yeah. I actually watched an episode of. I love the episode of iShield 21 where, well, I mean, in the manga and in the anime, where they reveal that he's Kobayakawa Senna. I just love that. Like, the energy behind it. It's a really good moment for Senna as character development. It was a good arc and plot point for the story. They needed to get it over with, and they did a good job.
He needed to grow a backbone at any time during the fucking story.
And he did. He had balls.
No, not really.
Okay, it took a long time.
It took what? How long was the series? 152 episodes.
Longer than that,
I'm so glad they didn't pull a fucking
107?
Prince of Tennis though.
I thought it was
New
like
Prince of Tennis,
episodes.
my ass.
It was a lot.
It wasn't that many. It wasn't 200.
No, it was in the 100. It was like 152,
I think,
like
maybe around there, maybe 157.
It took him about 150 episodes for him to grow a backbone.
Yeah.
Who else would be? Who else in anime is a bamf?
Like,
besides your obvious bamfs.
Okay.
Like I mean,
I'd throw out Mao from Devil's Part-Timer.
He is a bit of a bamf.
Yeah.
He's also kind of a putz though, so he's not as badass.
Well, for me, mostly what makes him a badass is it's just the fact that really, in one sense, he doesn't give a fuck,
He really doesn't give a fuck at all.
With his old world hero. Well, with the old world hero, okay, fine. But just when push comes to shove, it's like, okay, I'm gonna fuck you up.
He has no fucks to give. I just had one. Shit, who was it?
I mean, you got Wolfwood.
Oh, it was Trigun. I was gonna, Wolfwood is the shit. But honestly, so is Vash. I mean,
I don't really.
He's not as badass as Wolfwood, but if you read the manga, Vash has. I mean, or even if you've just seen the anime, Vash has so much complexity to him.
When you say badass, I'm thinking of like you're the badass motherfucker, like the like the Shaft character, the Omar, the the Samuel L. Jackson character.
Vash has badass tendencies.
He has badass tendencies, but like that, when you say badass, I'm thinking of the badass motherfucker characters.
The main character from, was it Vagabond? That's not an anime. That's a manga.
I don't remember reading back.
Okay. Well, yeah, because that's based off Miyamoto Musashi.
So Miyamoto Musashi's a badass.
A man that lived to die of old age as a swordsman. Yeah.
He was a beast. But that's actually by the way, that's a really good manga.
Actually, from
recommend it.
Cowboy Bebop. I wouldn't say any of your go-to characters would be the badass motherfucker.
Yeah.
Ed is the badass motherfucker of the series. Edward Longhell Pepelu Chevruski IV from Cowboy Bebop is the badass motherfucker
is
from that
series.
series.
Ed's full name?
Yes.
You memorized Ed's full name.
I got another one then for you. This is going old school. Zelgadis from Slayers.
Yeah.
For going old school, the blonde guy from Escaflowne, he's kind of a badass. Or
what? Oh, God,
what's his name? The Knight.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Look it up. he's such a badass.
Yeah, that guy's a badass.
He's an adulterer and a badass.
Let's see.
You know what? Just to appease any female listeners, watchers.
Yeah. We should put a couple chicks.
I'm trying to think of some chicks, unfortunately. Going back to Bleach, I'd have to throw out Ichigo's teacher during the Soul Society arc.
Yoroichi?
Thank you.
Yeah. Badass motherfucker.
Yeah, Yoroichi's pretty badass. The fourth squad, the healer squad's captain, the original Kenpachi is...
Oh, yeah, what's her face? Unohara.
Yeah, she... I mean, spoilers, she's dead now. Or supposedly dead. Alan
Shazar.
Thank you. Alan's from Escaflowne. He's a badass. For a lot of reasons. And Escaflowne is awesome. Just saying.
Just trying to think of other badasses.
But
there's a whole bunch of them.
Female badasses. We should definitely put a couple more of those in, onto the list. And by the way, if you guys think of more anime badasses,
they know the drill.
Yeah, know the drill. Put them in the comments, tell us what you think.
Keep pointing at that camera.
Yeah. Hey.
Never do that again.
Go fuck yourself. Anyway,
he's got an empty.
I do have an empty. I can brain you. Let's see what other. I'm trying to think of and that's the problem with anime. It's like there are strong female characters, but there's none that are jumping out at me right now because they're Japanese produced, and it's, as far as I know, it's still a pretty sexist society.
You know what though? Actually, kind of going old school. I'd have to throw two from the same anime, call it a couple, but I'd have to put Ashram and Piratus from Record of Lotus War.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause, I mean, she was, especially for that time period, a very strong female character.
Yeah.
I'm really racking my brain right now trying to think of there's just too many anime I've seen, and now I'm just trying to pull them all together in my head.
Well, I'd say separate them because they all kind of just jumble together.
Well, they do all jumble, but at the same time, I'm trying to think of fighting anime or...
I mean, you got Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
You got Shigure from History's Mightiest Disciple.
Oh, yeah. Shigure is the shit.
Just trying to think of other ones.
Yo, she's totally a badass. Do you think she ended up with crazy hair guy with the hoe?
It's a good question.
Because, she obviously had a thing for Kenichi, but, he obviously ended up with Mew, so...
Or did he?
He did. We all know he did. I wish they would have shown his face at the end, though. But it was kind of cool that they didn't show him as a master. Ooh.
I still need to catch up. So.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't care about spoilers.
I think we already talked about
I
this.
think we already
we
did
talked
too.
about this.
Yeah.
Satsuki Kiryuin from Kill la Kill. Badass motherfucker.
Her?
Yeah.
Mm.
I'll pull up links, images and Linkdump if you don't actually know these names, but
Well, realistically, they can always just
Yeah,
Google
Just
it, so.
Google them.
but it's easier if I just put up a Linkdump for it. And for those of us here who don't know that, yeah, Satsuki Kiryuin.
I haven't
about who I
seen Kill la
figured it
Kill,
was.
so
Oh, okay, you should. It's
worth watching at least
it's
once.
it is worth watching. It's enjoyable. It's a satire. It feels more of like a satire on the whole like fan service and like combat genres than it is like a story like Gurren Lagann was.
Okay.
It took more of like a satire and like a jabbing shot at things rather than being a serious story driven anime.
What's the redhead from Gurren Lagann's name?
Yoko?
Yoko. Would you guys consider her a badass?
No, because
No.
the character changes.
She's also really
Dependent on other
Dependent on,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. She is.
If her character was still like that independent, like how she was in the first couple episodes.
Yeah,
like if,
sassy and independent.
yeah.
Yeah.
If that character stayed all the way through the series, she would be a badass motherfucker.
I mean, you can obviously
Yeah.
see what Kamina's death did to her.
Oh, it
Yeah.
crippled her emotionally.
It's not even that. It's not even that. It was just how her character kind of softened over the entire
that
series,
too,
and not
yeah.
just because of Kamina's death, but just like through the interactions with Simon and Kamina.
Trying to think of other female badasses.
I mean, we did dump quite a few.
We did dump
we
quite
did.
a few, but I'm trying to find like a really, really good one.
Yoko's more of a tsundere than a
Agreed.
badass.
Agreed. Yeah.
And unfortunately, among newer anime, that's really what you're getting a lot of.
Would Taiga be a badass then?
Yes,
I just like, wait a minute.
she
Tsundere.
does have emotions,
Yeah.
but she's still at her core Taiga,
Yeah.
And she's a tiger.
palm top tiger.
Oh.
But no, she wears her emotions on her sleeve
And she smacks people upside the skull. All the time.
and she has the qualities of a badass.
Yes, she does. She's messy. She's moody. She beats down motherfuckers who get in her way.
She does have emotions, but those emotions add to her character as a badass instead of detract from being a badass.
And she'll jump off of bridges.
Well, so usually the emotion should help with being a badass. It's
But like with the reverse with Yoko, her emotions made her softer.
Yeah. Yeah. For Taiga, they made her stronger.
Yeah.
I'm glad I thought of that. Yay. Yay me. Pat me on the back.
You don't want me to do that.
Just my skull flies forward. I'm unconscious for the rest of the episode. Like,
That
you
wouldn't
guys
be a
see-
bad thing.
You guys see blood trickling like across the table, and everyone watching is just like,
It's a stunt. It's totally a stunt.
is he alive?
he's twitching. See,
Yeah, just like Weekend at Bernie's me for the rest of the episode.
you found a way to fit weekends and birds.
Yeah, how did I fit Weekend at Bernie's into
You can
this?
fit Weekend at Bernie's into anything.
Anything. Weekend at Bernie's.
He's dead, so he's flexible.
Yeah, yeah. We should watch Weekend at Bernie's. Anyway, sidetrack.
Oh,
You got any more questions set up for us, Edge?
yeah.
Usually it's you who has the questions. I kind of started the trope of doing that, but then you kind of took it over.
Not really a trope. It's a trend.
Trend, trope, muffin, bottle cap, remove your nipples, whatever.
Just now.
Jesus Christ.
This was one actually I came up with actually a couple days ago, which I can't believe we've never mentioned.
Brought up before?
Yeah. Your favorite genre?
Oh.
How have we not brought that up before?
How have we not brought that
haven't.
up?
No, I mean, I'd assume after 6 episodes, people probably have a good idea what we like, but
They don't have like
A definitive answer.
we don't have like our favorite. We don't have. They don't have our stated favorite.
I don't know if I have a stated favorite genre.
Yeah, I don't know if I do either.
I don't know if it's like because
Well,
usually
this
I
would be-
watch combos.
I would say this would be your go-to. And I mean, if it's a combo, then in one sense, fit what the combo is. For me personally, I love comedy anime. I mean, I like to laugh. I like it when I'm not forced into watching like a saga. And honestly, even when it's done well, the idea of harem, because a good harem comedy is hilarious.
Hilarious, yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to say for me, it's more of like in the vein of like Bacano and Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, Hellsing, like the gritty storytelling ones. Like, I don't know. It's like I don't know if like there's really a genre for it, but I like the gritty stories.
I really don't know if that if there's a genre that kind of encompasses all of that.
Yeah.
But
We'll just call it a genre.
yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, you could call that like action adventure almost.
I don't know if it's action adventure because
It's something.
if you got I don't
Technically, just call it dark. I mean, because it
Dark-
would be
yeah.
dark fantasy, dark
yeah,
action.
yeah, just dark.
Dirk.
Yeah, gritty. I like the gritty stories. I like having that more sense of like realism. They don't pull punches with things.
Well, I mean, you loved a Kame ga Kill, so
Yeah.
I mean, that's your bread and butter.
Yeah, it's very dark. It was very gritty. It didn't pull any punches. It was exactly what I expected and exactly what I wanted.
And another use of effective character death.
Yes.
Damn it.
That Blade and Soul did not pull off, and it should have. Fuck you, Blade and Soul. God damn it.
But for me, that's a tough one because like I'm kind of all over the place with what I watch, but I think if I had to like choose a go-to like for like when like anytime I watch anime, probably more leaning towards the rom-coms or like the shoujo-ish kind of stuff, or like
This is called the Shonen Show.
I know, but like I like a lot of that stuff.
Well, again, realistic.
I do like, but I do love a lot of action. I love a lot of adventure, but I tend to like things with I like things with drama, and I like things with like a tinge of romance. You know, like there's an anime. Like you know what I really like? I like space romances, especially. Like those are great.
Space operas?
Kind of, yeah.
Space operas are good.
I love space operas. There was one that was like 3 different series. I can't remember what it was called. I'll have to track that one down and tell you guys what it's called. It was really good. I don't even want to like start dissecting its plot in my head right now because I don't remember at all what it was called. But it was cool. But I'll try to find that name for you guys for next time. But space operas are great. Yeah, that's actually a title for a genre or subsect that I completely forgot about.
Yeah.
But
like Star Wars is a space opera.
yeah. I just like good stories, like really. But I just like a menagerie of things. So
But really, what I meant is just the idea of like, because I mean, obviously, again, I watch everything from rom-coms to horror to action, adventure, supernatural. It's just
we
the idea
watch
that if
a
I'm
little bit
having
of everything.
Yeah,
if I
we
had
do.
like I'm not gonna say a bad day, but I had a stressful day at work. I get home and I just want to throw something on that I'm gonna have, that this is gonna be something truly entertaining to me. My go-to is
I'd probably put on something
It's
goofy.
comedy.
Yeah, I might do comedy, or I'd probably put on like something adventurous, like Log Horizon, or something adventurous.
I want to if like I'm having a bad day or something like that, and if I need something to take my mind off of everything else, it's something I can sink my teeth into. It's something I can think about. And that's where like it leans more like with the gritty animes where there's a lot there and there's a lot to think about and there's something to take my mind off of what was bugging me previously.
I want something more cool or funny personally, so I lean more towards Edge on that one.
It's just something to absorb all of my interest in. So
When I'm already stressed out, though, I don't want to watch really superly over dramatic stories because they just make me more stressed because I get way too involved with the characters emotionally.
I got that way with the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie until like 15 minutes in the movie, and I went, wait a minute, this is a Turtles movie. What the hell do I care? Because there are certain ones where I do get into that. I do get really heavy into that. Like, I need to dissect this. I need to like break it down. I need to like that hyper focus of I need to know everything about this and have like I need to segment it out. And then there's that point where it goes, wait a minute, why the fuck am I caring about this?
I get so attached emotionally to characters and plots that I just...
But there are some times when I do that, when I need to have the argument. Where I do that because for the sake of an argument. It doesn't even mean that I hate... and I'll take the side that I don't, where I won't like it because of these points that I'm researching throughout the series. And a lot of times it's for the sake of having the argument. It's for the sake of having a conversation about... And a lot of the fun with a lot of my friends is that we can have arguments about it and still come out on the other side really good friends.
Oh, yeah.
Because even though we have opposing views, it's us like having the difference of opinions, of having that conversation, of having the argument. It's part of the experience.
How many times do all three of us agree on
exactly
any particular topic?
Yeah. And I'm not even talking about like agreeing on a topic. It's like I still have to edit it down and release it. But our one buddy, Edge knows him. My one buddy and I had this big epic Death Note fight.
I thought we were going to bring it up this episode.
Well, he's bringing it up for this.
I'm bringing it up. We don't have to say the tagline. They know the tagline if they're watching it. So we have this big argument about Death Note. And I personally don't, as you know, I personally don't like it. And he, for whatever reason, even though he's wrong, loves it.
That is his opinion, but people can be wrong.
And his opinion is wrong. Because when it's objectively bad...
Yeah. Well, again, as pretty much a nice little heads up to you guys... I'm going to stop with my tagline because really it's just been attracting undue attention from people, friends that have watched this that are like, oh, what is Death Note? What is it about? It's like, I don't want to have to explain it.
There's only one good thing that came out of Death Note and that Death Note really popularized. Maximum the Hormone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maximum the Hormone?
It's a
J-metal band.
J-metal rap band. Like screamo rap band. I don't think there really is a genre for them.
I just classify them under J-metal.
Yeah, J-metal, because that's really at the core. That's what the instrumentals are. It's J-metal. It's metal.
I mean, I do like J-rock, so I'm sure I'll give them a listen sometime.
They're really good.
Yeah. But I mean, really, it's one of those things where thankfully the show seems to be falling into obscurity. So let's let it.
On the other hand, Rah is coming back for whatever the fuck reason, because we need to watch a motorcycle go down a fucking alley another 26,000 times.
What is that about?
I don't know.
Don't ask.
I watched 4 episodes and I don't even know what the fuck the story was about.
All right, glossing over it, moving on. What else do we got?
I guess I'll throw out a review real quick for, of course, anybody that's watching this in the anime. If you're also in the games, if you're interested in Dragon Ball, I'd suggest checking out Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
When you can play it.
Yeah, when you can play it. Unfortunately, servers have been very unstable recently. But I mean, as far as Dragon Ball Z games go, it's probably the best game to date. I mean, it covers everything from Saiyan Saga all the way through Buu Saga. It shows, it introduces new characters in a very productive way. It shows the way events could have occurred if certain things happen, ultimately changing history.
Here's a question.
What if Krillin was the strongest?
Here's a question. What the fuck is Dragon Ball Xenoverse?
Well, Xenoverse essentially is looking at the idea that it starts off, history has been changing. So Future Trunks summons Shenron, asks for a warrior to assist him in righting what was wronged, which is where you come in.
So is it what is it? Is it an RPG or
it is a free roaming battle, I'd say. Like, it gives you the map, you can fly around it, you beat enemies or complete whatever the objective is for that stage, and you move on.
Okay.
And you can fight
in
friends.
between battles. You're going to a central hub city, which is part of the reason where the problems are coming in, because that's online. You can recruit other people's friends.
Okay.
to
Okay.
assist
So
you.
it's kind of it's like an online persistent
It's like what they tried with the newer Budokai games, as opposed to being like this very flat environment. Well, like the old Budokais used to be just the flat stage, one-on-one. The newer Budokais tried to do stuff like entire landscapes, multiple opponents in some cases, so that it takes that route, but kind of simplifies the combat a little bit more, makes it a little more worthwhile. You can train with different characters to learn their attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do I get to train with Hercule? Because
actually, he is one that you can train with.
Yeah, because leading up to Xenoverse's release, I kept on hearing about it, but like none of the, and I didn't really put a lot of research into it, but it was one of those things like, wait, what the fuck is this?
It is a little confusing in one sense to figure out what it was based off of everything that was said. Really, the whole big thing they were going for was the idea of a character creation. They kept showing this one character, and they kept saying, "Oh, he's just a new character." And then shortly before release, they said, "No, that's not a new character. It's a custom one." Which, I mean, was what really piqued my interest, the idea that you get to create your own character to put in.
Okay.
nice.
Yes, very nice.
Very, very nice.
So yeah, it's definitely worth checking out if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan. If not, then definitely I'd say probably stay away. It's not going to be something you're going to enjoy, but...
Here's a question. How do you feel about character creations? Like
character
creators in games, and how like in depth do you want them to be?
It depends on the game. Like for games like Skyrim or like New Vegas or whatever, I want them fairly in depth because like you kind of put yourself really into that world.
Honestly, I'd say if they're going to put a creator, it should be in depth. If it's not, what's the point?
Okay.
I mean, for simpler games, they don't need to be as vivid. But I guess
why put it in then?
For funsies.
That's just
okay.
I
was just wondering your thoughts on it.
I mean, it's a valid question.
Yeah.
We're getting a little away from anime, but I just wanted because
games and anime are like right next to each other.
Since there is like a character creator in Xenoverse, there's like how in depth is the character creator in Xenoverse?
It's not terribly in depth. I mean, it really doesn't give you a whole lot of options. Honestly, I was a little disappointed with it.
So I can't play Master Roshi.
Well, actually, if you want to create a clone of any Z character, then you can. Because
I can make an old man.
The eyes, the hair,
templates.
All of that is from pre-existing characters. There is nothing new, which is what is disappointing.
That's disappointing.
Well, it's Toriyama and his characters are kind of very the same in like everything.
Yeah, but again, it's just the idea like you can literally look through it and that's Trunks' hair, that's Goku's hair, that's Gohan's hair, that's
Well, you can do that in Dragon Quest, and you go through Dragon Quest and be like, hey, that's Trunks' hair, that's Goku's hair.
But what I mean though is that there is no like generic hey long hair that doesn't belong to anybody in Z. It's literally every hairstyle belongs to someone.
Okay. So it's mix and match
afro. I want a Namekian with a green afro. No, blue afro.
I was gonna say they're green, so
blue.
Green on green.
Green on green. He looked like Kermit the Frog.
So yeah. Well, since our next episode is gonna be next month, do we have anything that we're actually like looking forward to that's coming out?
I honestly don't know what's coming out next month. Is there anything scheduled?
There's a lot. We were actually Edge and I were actually looking at the spring releases, and there were a couple things that caught our eye.
Such as anything of note?
I can't remember right off the top of my head. Nisekoi's second season.
Nisekoi's second season.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple other things. Let me see if I can pull this up.
The one involving seraphs, or that has seraph in the name, sounds...
Owari no Seraph?
Yeah, it sounds mildly interesting.
But there could be a chance where it is like that. Instead of being like that gritty drama, it could be more of the Hot Topic style, because it's a teen vampire drama. Is the way that it was
oh boy.
explained. Because let's see, Story takes place in a world where an unknown virus has killed the entire human population except for children. Those children were then enslaved by vampires.
Oh.
A human who dreams of becoming strong enough to kill all the vampires. It's
either going to be really good or really bad.
Okay, then. We'll find out.
We have the second season of My Teen Romantic Comedy.
Yes, we do. Yes,
The next Digimon releases as well.
Oh, that's right, the new Digimon.
Can't wait for new Digimon.
So just so everyone knows my feelings on Digimon. First, second were awesome. Third, fourth, and then the fifth, I think, existed.
I don't know. I stopped paying attention after the third season.
Yeah. Like the fourth was just weird. Weirder than 3. And 3 turned the first 2 into a TV show, which...
Lupin the Third's coming back.
Is it really? Like with new animation and everything?
Yeah.
Wow. I might actually have to watch that. That'll be interesting.
I don't know what else. You got the... There's doing the character series for Fruit of Grisaia.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Fate Stay Night, another sequel, second season. Who cares?
They really need to stop that.
I want more Suisei no Gargantua.
There's going to be they're going to release one of the OVAs.
Yay! Anyone who has not seen Gargantua on the Verduous Planet really needs to check it out. I mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea.
Go watch Waterworld.
It's kind of the anime Waterworld, but way better. But I'm sorry, it does not have Kevin Costner.
Oh, the one you were talking about, the manga you were talking about the other time was Shokugeki no Soma. The anime's coming out this spring.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it.
I have to say I've been reading the manga for it.
You did?
The last chapter I read was 105, I believe.
Oh, you like?
I caught up.
So you like it?
I powered through it, and the one thing I really love about it is it's an anime version of Iron Chef.
Yes, it is,
and I love it for that. But the problem is, it looks like it's going to be one of those series that they're just going to beat into salsa for money and then beat it some more.
Yeah, but it's starting out real strong.
It starts out real strong, but the problem is
You're thinking along the same lines what I was talking about earlier, the fact that with Naruto coming towards an end, that
everyone's trying to be the next.
There's a huge calling for the next big anime.
Yeah. Shokugeki no Soma has no chance of filling Naruto's shoes.
It might, though.
But that's the thing, though. It doesn't have to fill the shoes. It just needs to pump out 300 episodes.
Yeah. And the problem I have with Shokugeki no Soma is that even though it's been wildly entertaining the whole way through so far, is that the story, like Hajime no Ippo, has gone very, very slow.
So slowly.
But the difference between Soma and Ippo is that whereas Ippo, it's very methodical in how it slows down the pace of it, and you have to get through 10 rounds of boxing for each match, and it's showing so many different sides of the boxing world. With Soma, it's just about Soma. And they're slowing it down like Ippo, but just with one character instead of an entire world. And that's my problem with Soma.
It's still enjoyable, though.
It's really enjoyable. I'm not detracting from how enjoyable it is, but I have concerns about it being.
I'm not dismissing them at all, and I completely agree.
I have concerns with it being like another Prince of Tennis, another
please
Naruto,
don't say that.
Another Bleach. Them just dragging it out for the sake of dragging it out.
And kind of while we're on that same topic in Naruto, here's hoping that this next movie is just epilogue.
Just an epilogue.
I will cry and send hate mail.
You'll be one of one. You got to realize there are those people that want to see every, quote unquote, see every second of this world. They want to see all of Naruto's.
The only thing I want to see is
all
Naruto
of the
and Hinata.
grandkids.
Oh, being together,
just being
cute together.
Yeah, just being a family.
So you're Team Hinato.
Just shut up.
Should I make you a T-shirt?
I will.
You're teaming Naruto.
All right,
Oh, for that one.
3, 2, 1. Just shut up. No, but I've been all about that pair since the very beginning.
Me too. I was like, they have to, and people are like, no, Sakura and Naruto. I'm like, you.
That's never happening.
I was like, I will kill you.
You know nothing if you want that to happen.
I was like, I will destroy you.
But I don't know. But I want to watch that movie just because of Naruto and Hinata.
I know. It's because we saw Naruto grow up. Yeah. I watched him since I was in middle school, like become an adult.
We've actually grown more with Naruto than most kids grew with Harry Potter.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
But yeah, I want to see the movie because I want an epilogue because that last chapter in the manga was not fulfilling as an epilogue.
It felt I got some feels and I felt good in a happy place, but like I did want a little more, but it was sufficient to make me okay. Like I was like, okay, I'm okay with this.
I was okay with it, but I wanted more of an epilogue than just, hey, here they have kids.
Bye.
They have kids. Bye now.
Bye now. They named their firstborn son Bolt. Why, we don't know.
They like the Pixar movie?
I never saw Bolt. I saw a little bit of it.
Or was it a Pixar movie or was that DreamWorks?
I think it was DreamWorks.
They like the DreamWorks movie?
Who cares?
John Travolta played a dog.
That was John Travolta?
I think Bolt was John Travolta.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Either way.
Man.
But yeah. I think that's it with the what we're pretty excited. We're gonna be watching it pretty much at all.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back.
And wait, by the next
by the next one, everything should have had at least its first episode.
Well, no, I was thinking by next one, Parasite should be over, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll discuss that ending. Well, that ending next episode. And I wanted to toss these out there. There's some. I got him to check out some manga, so I wanted you guys to check out some manga. Well, one of them's a weird manhwa. Actually, I don't remember the name of it. Do you remember the name of it?
Yes.
It's really long.
Mm-hmm.
Something martial something.
Yeah, it's a special martial arts hell academy.
Yeah, something like that. I think Extreme's in there somewhere as well.
Do not read it.
He hates it, but it's wacky. It's a weird manhwa.
If you want a story that is going nowhere, has no arc, is just batshit crazy, every chapter with, again, no underlying story, then it's worth checking out.
It is weird and fun.
Do not go into it expecting
combat and like a lot of... there's story, but there's not a lot of depth of plot. It's all weird. So just go into it thinking like, whoa, this is weird. But the other one that I really want you guys to check out is Boku wa Hero Academia, and that is really cool because it combines like American Golden and Silver Age comic book heroes with Japanese manga. Like, just that's it, and it does such a good fusion, and it makes fun of like the comic book tropes, and it makes fun of anime, it makes fun of comic books in general, but it also has like a really good story, and the main character's incredibly relatable, and I think a lot of people will find him very, very appealing. And all of the character designs are so cool. Some of them are ridiculously like the Superman of the world. His name is so generic, it's fantastic. His name is All Might, and I love that name. Like it's genius because of how stupid it is, and it's just the storyline's ridiculous, and it's just fantastic and well written. And I give it 2 thumbs up for so far. It's only like 43 chapters in right now, so honestly, it's got a good run starting, and I think it's definitely one worth checking out. As far as manga goes, that's it's kind of the new stuff I've been checking out lately.
Okay.
Oh, and I checked out Arata the Legend, but Edge has issues with it. It's an older
Read the
anime.
manga.
Yeah, read the manga.
Uwatase has really not had a decent anime translation of any of her works.
Yeah,
so.
because it very much goes into that. I just started watching Errata, and it does very much take the Uwatase anime route, where it's just kind of just falls on its own bullshit.
Well, the idea too, especially for what we have over
makes me
here,
sad.
there is like 15 volumes of manga over here alone, not counting what
Damn.
is in Japan.
15, and it only does like
It's a 12-episode
12
series.
episode series.
So again,
That's
you are not going to
way
get anywhere near what
content.
the story is.
Wow, they must have cut a ton out. Well, I mean, look what they did. You know what I really want to see? I want to see kind of, juking back to Trigun. I want them to redo Trigun, and I want to see the actual manga of Trigun turned into an anime, like all of it,
We did mention this last time.
Oh,
yeah.
we did.
Yeah.
Completely.
Because didn't we talk about Brotherhood last time?
We
talked
did,
about things
and-
that needed
remakes,
either remakes or
or
another
a
season.
Anyway,
Yeah.
just gloss over this part. I'm stupid. I said it, not them, but they're agreeing.
Yeah.
We're thinking it.
They were thinking it.
Well, we didn't say anything to the contrary, so.
Yeah, they were just like, yeah, he's dumb.
Yeah, he dumb.
Dumb.
Hey, yellow guy.
I don't know.
This is probably not good to talk like this.
Anyway, alienating part of our fan base.
We have fans.
I was gonna say we have fans. We might have one. Thank you, Herbert Felding in Minnesota.
What?
I don't know. I thought of a random name.
Watch
I don't
be a
know.
real
well,
guy.
we did have that one person who responded to one of our videos asking for videos, so
yeah.
Oh. Thank you, and we fulfilled your wish.
we have video. So there's that. I think we're just about
Wrapping
about
it up.
done?
we're
Yeah.
just about done. I don't have anything else today.
I'm going to throw something out then. This will be a closing remark, actually. And it's a question.
You
I
want to be
want-
this little spoon tonight?
I want you guys to think about this for the next month. It's going to take probably a decent amount of time. Even in the few days since I thought of it, I don't have an answer myself.
All right.
Your favorite character
Oh,
overall. And that's why I'm
Ah.
saying we'll end with this and think about it. We'll pick it up at some point in the next episode.
Damn it! That's a hard question.
That's why
Yeah.
I'm giving you a month to think about it.
I have
There's
like
so many good characters.
I have
Oh, yeah.
3 in mind already, but there's which is what Lynch said. There's so many good ones.
Well, all my old go-tos, thanks to some of the new superb anime, they've gotten pushed further and further down.
Well, I got the standby character that's just always somewhere floating around the top of the list. But
Mhm.
if you haven't guessed who it is, watch more anime.
Hint: it's not Krillin.
It's Yamcha.
It is Yamcha. It is Yamcha. It's Lynch's favorite.
It's light.
Get out. Get out.
This isn't empty enough for me to throw it at you.
All right,
All right.
and I think with that we're with that question we're done, and we'll see you next time on the Shonen Show.
This is Earth,
This has been Edge.
And I'm Lynch.
and we're signing off. And you guys have a great day.
Stop pointing at the screen.
I'm sorry, but they're there on the other side of the glass.